What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get into gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies because there's a few things to talk about as we get closer to the end of the year, and especially as we're still trying to figure out the results of the election. All right, and this is a good time to start stocking up because they're starting to move. I'm going to show you something interesting when it comes to cryptocurrencies and gold and silver. All right. Again, if you're thinking about buying precious metals, give a consideration to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is in our description. If you are a first-time buyer here in the United States or over there in Puerto Rico, and you buy more than $100 worth of precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. You guys know I'm not on Facebook at the moment, but I am over here on Twitter. The link is in the description. Come on over there and join me. So let's look at what's going on. Look at still Bitcoin above 15,500. It started to reach near 16,000. But what happened is people starting to realize that back in, October, the beginning of October, the Bitcoin was around $10,000. It's, up 150%. And so what they did is is that right? 10,000 up 5,000. It's about 150% increase. So what happened is people started jumping all over the profits and sold off, and it retracted just a little bit, got down below 15,000, but now looks like it's heading on up again. Ethereum is on a run again. Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin had already reached its 52-week average high when it almost got to 16,000. You got Bitcoin or Ethereum is heading in that direction. $457.17. Ethereum is my favorite at the moment. XRP, I'll show you some things about these here in a minute, but let's go over to news. I'm going to show you, I showed you before in another video, but I'm going to show you something interesting when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin enters a new bullish cycle, aiming for new all-time highs, not just Bitcoin in my opinion. Ethereum as well. Oh, there you go. By October the 2nd, Bitcoin had pulled back nearly 4% to hit its lowest point recorded throughout the month. That's when it was down at $10,364. Back in last April, when I was telling everybody to start buying into Bitcoin, it was $6,800. If you'd have put money in then and left it alone to where it is now, just since last April 21st. Yeah, back in April 21st, if you'd have put your money in, you'd have more than doubled it by now. That's not too bad considering where we at here. In November, it wouldn't have even been 7 months. Is that right? 7 months. Yeah, 7 months to double your money. Not too shabby, huh? Nonetheless, so here's what's happening right now as I'm listening to these so-called experts going on about Bitcoin. There's a lot of things happening as far as the elections and who people think are going to win. When it comes to gold and silver, it doesn't matter who wins. Gold and silver is poised to shoot off like a rocket regardless. And that's thanks to stimulus money. So either one that gets in there is going to continue with stimulus. The only difference between the two is that Joe Biden plans on slapping huge capital gains taxes on people, and that's what we don't want, where Trump wanted to get rid of it. Nonetheless, as people are starting to see these levels being supported, again, it jumped up there. It was near 16,000, 52-week high. It dropped down just a little bit, but still continuing to stay supported around that 15.5 level. Sometime, look, the talk is this, and I showed you guys a chart, how it quickly shoots up, and once it starts to shoot up, it really takes off. Between now and Christmas, there's an anticipation that Bitcoin will be somewhere between $18,000 and $20,000. That's where the year-end prediction is at the moment, barring any major weird incident that will cause it to go in one direction or another. Nonetheless, that's where the predictions are. Ethereum is poised to take off better than Bitcoin. Okay, so while Bitcoin took the spotlight in cryptocurrency market during October, Ethereum built the foundation for a major price movement. The smart contracts giant spent months forming an ascending triangle. This is a lot of analysis talk. Nonetheless, here's what's going on. As you guys are well aware, the deposits are being made for those people who want to jump on Ethereum 2.0. It's better than a savings account. I showed you guys you could lock into these contracts. I think it's like 1 month, 6 month, 1 year, 3 year, or 5 year, depending on what it is. And you can get back 8 to 15% per year, depending on how long the contract is. So you can imagine if you lock it in 100,000 on a 15-year compounded interest, that you're going to more than double your money in 5 years. I think that comes out to about $201,000 on a $100,000 investment. That's not too shabby. Now, you can imagine if you're putting money aside for a retirement and you locked it into these long-term uh, deals with Ethereum. I mean, seriously, if you're somebody who's in your 20s and you're dumping $10,000 into your retirement, you might consider, once you got up to 32 Ethereums, pumping it into their new system and letting your money just continue to roll over on these 5-year contracts, getting back 15%. There's nothing out there like that we are aware of. Nothing is going to be able to compete, in my opinion, with this type of deal that Ethereum is offering people. Now, I don't know everything about cryptocurrencies. I don't know a whole lot, to be quite honest. I do pay attention to what's going on with Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. All right. And so one of you crypto people out there can let me know, is there anything out there that could beat an 8 to 15% return on your holdings? Because I don't think anything is going to be able to beat Ethereum, and that's going to cause it to really take off. And I'm going to show you their charts here in just a minute. So nonetheless, anyways, what they're saying in this particular article is that Ethereum is set to take off like a bat out of hell. And they're anticipating this happening here really, really soon. Again, I'll leave the links to all these articles. You can come back and read it. So anyways, it says if you're buying pressures in October, spills over in November, Bitcoin will likely take aim at a 16.5 threshold. It's 15.5 now. Moving past the psychological resistance barrier may ignite FOMO, the fear of missing out. That's what that is. Amongst market participants signing prices to 20,000 or higher. I think that's what we're going to be looking at towards the end of this particular year. For Ether, a similar price action can be expected. A speculation mounts around Ethereum 2.0. Prices will likely surge towards $500 to $800. Okay, that's what this article is saying. But the people I'm listening to talk think Ethereum is going to be somewhere closer to between $8,000 and $1,000. Now let me show you something really cool. Look at Bitcoin's performance just in the past month. It was down to $10,900. Remember that thing said on $10,300 on the 3rd. But who cares? On October the 8th, $10,892. Right now it's at $15,547. What is that? That's 150% of where you would be now. So if you put in, $10,000, you would now have $15,000. Okay, and that's just since October, and it's continuing to go up as everybody sees what's going on in the stock markets. We're expecting a huge crash sooner or later. We're going to see, and it looks like it might be happening now. But again, last time we said that, and it looked like they decoupled from the normal markets. Then all of a sudden, they started going up and down with the markets again. Okay, so right now it looks like cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and gold and silver are decoupling and starting to act like safe havens like they're supposed to be. But this is not too bad for just a 1 month action. All right, even 6 months. Look at this. When it was down over here, 9,842. Let's look at the 1 year. Here's what I was telling people, somewhere on April 21st. So let's see where that is. It's not going to give it to me. So anyways, nonetheless, it's around 6,800 and something bucks. Right, there we go, 6,880. So not bad. It more than doubled just since April. All right, not too shabby. But you can see the performance just for the 1 month. The trend is going up. It's time to go back into that bull market. I keep telling you guys when it comes to the bull market. Hold on 1 second. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum's the same thing. Look at it. It was down here, $349, now up to $454. What's the 1 year trend look like? This is where it was back in January, or let's do the April. So back in April, it was like 100 and on my Excel graph, it's lower than this. But even so, look at that. I showed you guys before, 250%, two and a half times your investment you would have got back. So they're getting ready to take off again is the point. And if you're thinking about buying cryptocurrencies, go down in my description. There's a link again, you guys. If you want to follow it, it'll take you to where you can buy cryptocurrencies. If you follow it, it gives you $10 worth of free cryptos just for joining up. All right, so anyways, there's a lot of chatter when it comes to cryptocurrencies, especially with Bitcoin and Ethereum. The elections are playing a small part of what's happening to cryptocurrencies, unlike gold and silver. But people are turning towards Bitcoin. A lot of corporations are as a place to store money, and as well as Ethereum. I think you're going to see a lot of companies coming in, dumping large amounts of Ethereum into these deposits, earning large amounts of interest through Ethereum 2.0 as it's getting ready to be launched officially. So anyways, this guy's talking about veteran investor. Bill Miller says every major investment bank will own Bitcoin or something like it. So there again, we are already seeing that. We're seeing as part of their asset portfolio, them move into cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is the biggest choice so far for all of these people, but it's also the choices of some hedge fund owners and some of these rich billionaires. We're seeing them now move into, ironically, into Bitcoin. We've seen this. We know about Squares, which is Jack Dorsey, the guy that runs Twitter, moved $500 million or $50 million into Bitcoin. We also know that PayPal supports of crypto buying and selling on its platform now. This is a big boost for cryptocurrencies. So nonetheless, this is all good news for cryptocurrencies. There's anticipation on it making a pretty good, decent sized run between now and the end of the year. All right, let's go to my favorite, which is gold and silver. Let me show you. We'll get to it here in just a second. There you go. We can do it. Let's go over here. Gold, finally, back up around that 19,500 chart. All right, remember, it's taken a little bit of a dip, but it's back up to where it's been. It's pushing, and it's being supported at the $1,950 mark. This is good. We told you guys buying a dip. We've seen it drop down into the 1800s and teetered there for a little while, ran horizontal for a few weeks along with silver. And now both of them are starting to move. Neither one of these are going to be affected by the election at all. At all. They're still both poised to start skyrocketing. Everybody's talking about major jump. As far as what's going to happen between here and somewhere around by the end of the year, there's a lot of anticipation. You will see gold get towards that 2,500 level. Okay, that's what the talk is right now. And you're going to see silver. Look, silver's almost back up to $26 an ounce. I told you it's like a spastic kid eating sugar. All right, you can see this. Look, it just kind of goes up and down, up and down. But nonetheless, I mean, it's 6-month performance. You can see it's a huge jump. If everybody jumped on it back when I first told you, then you've more than doubled your money. All right, somewhere when it was around $11 or so. Anyways, nonetheless, it's at $25.70. It's getting ready to already hit the $26 an ounce mark. It's going back up again, peeps. This is why I'm telling you, it's going to continue to climb. This is the last time we're ever going to see prices down this low again, once it takes off, that is. So its year-end projection between where it is now and by the end of the year is somewhere between $30 and $32 is what we're hearing, maybe $35. If gold hits 2,500 and silver hits 3,500, in our opinion, we think it's going to trigger a revaluation of both precious metals, which is great for us. Anyways, they're all looking good. This is what we want to see. Gold, look at this. Gold prices surge as the dollar drops. Under a Biden administration, the reason why precious metals will take off, because he will kill the dollar. He's not a jobs president. I already told you guys about this. He will ship our jobs over elsewhere. They will slap tons of regulations on companies, making it harder for businesses to perform. And then in addition to that, you can see a ton of regulations. Oh yeah, regulations. And then he wants to increase corporate taxes. So no, nobody's going to stay here. Everybody's going to take their businesses elsewhere. It's going to kill small businesses, totally collapsing what's left of the middle class, which is exactly what they want anyways. This will all cause precious metals to take off like a bat out of hell. All right. Trump, on the other hand, if he gets in there, he's going to do away with capital gains tax. He's talked about it a million times, and he wants to get us back to the gold standard. So either president will cause precious metals to go up. We're getting there now, people. This is that buffer in time in which you should be storing up right now. Prices have been pretty horizontal, but now we're starting to see them move, is what we're seeing. Again, give our friends over at Money Metals Exchange a consideration. The link is in the description. If you're interested in cryptocurrencies, the link is in the description. There is a lot of chatter that this is the last you'll see the prices this low. They're getting ready to take off. We were expecting something to happen in October. It didn't change. In November, we waited. It didn't change. There's one excuse for another why it didn't happen, but nonetheless, it's just a matter of time. It's going to take off. So right now, buy it while it's cheap, store up while it's cheap. People keep asking me, Pimpy, right now, if you had the money, what would you do? What would you invest in? The dinar, the Vietnam dong, cryptocurrencies, gold, silver? It's silver. The ratio right now is still too high between silver and gold. I did a video showing you guys how you can actually make money by trading, swapping silver for gold whenever the ratio is one price or another. You can make money that way, okay? But nonetheless, the ratio is still high. I think it's somewhere around 74 silver ounces or 76 for every 1 ounce of gold. That's too high. Silver's going to take off. They got to close that gap. Traditionally and historically, it's usually around 15 to 1 is the ratio, okay? So right now is a great time to just stock up on silver, you guys, all right? So that's it for now. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it, and I'll catch you later.